I want to talk about 9 reasons why people might get into toxic relationships. The first one is clear: childhood experience. And those are people that grew up in very dysfunctional family atmospheres or abusive family dynamics. So they unconsciously seek out those type of relationships. I mean, nobody in their normal mind would, but they see that as normal because they grew up in it. So they experienced it all the time. So it's no big deal if they get into a new one. That's how they think people are with each other. Number 2, people with low self-esteem think that they deserve that poor treatment because they're not good enough or they're unworthy. Or some of them think they can't do any better. So, of course, this makes you more susceptible to a toxic person being attracted to you. Because initially, these toxic people fill in a value for them. They validate their worth in the beginning. Number 3 is love bombing. Toxic partners can use love bombing as a way to get in the first place. They overwhelm their partner with compliments and things that they love to hear. They're very affectionate and very attentive in the beginning. This is so they can create a really strong emotional bond with them. So the person becomes attached to them because they seek out that approval and that attention and that praise. Over time, the victim starts to doubt their perception, and then they feel trapped. Number 4 is the typical gaslighting and manipulation. Toxic relationships can start out as very subtly manipulating, and this is a way for them to start the control on the other person. It's really easy to be manipulated, especially if that other person is using a victim tactics, because you just feel sorry for them and you do everything you can to help them, and they will use it because they like feeling loved that way. If you're doing something for them, they feel loved. If you're not doing something for them, they throw away friends. They get rid of a lot of people that can see through that. But if you're in a relationship for a long time, you don't even see that it's toxic because the poor person, and you want to help them because you love them. You've spent a lot of time with them. You have many years with them. Number 5. And then there's those people who have a need for validation. The fear of being alone is so strong that it can drive individuals to stay with a partner or in an unhealthy relationship because they feel they have no place to go or they can't afford to move out. And it's better than being alone? Believe me, it's not. I've been lonely and I've been in relationships that were abusive. Loneliness can be cured. Staying in those type of relationships just make your mental health worse over time. Number 7 is trauma bonding. That's when two people come from trauma and they have both positive and negative behaviors. And this creates a bonding. But it's a bonding of attachment, because some people get the knight in white shining armor or vice versa. The highs and lows can strengthen that relationship bond, making it very difficult to leave. And believe me, when someone is angry or calling you names or throwing things around, it's still abuse, even if they're not touching you. There's healthy anger and there's anger. I can talk about anger in another video. Another reason why people might get into a toxic relationship is number 8. Lack of healthy role models. Without having healthy role models around you to look at other relationships, some people don't know how to respect the other person. Some people don't know how to support the other person. Some people don't even know how to talk to each other. So they really don't know what a healthy partner looks like. And lastly, number 9, we have society and cultural pressures. These can also make people stay in toxic relationships. This includes maintaining the relationship just for appearance sake of the family, your family's expectations of you, and fear of what others might think, fear of others' judgment. So all of these 9 things that I mentioned cause a sort of codependency on a partner, and that's why people stay in these relationships. It's a really common thing, and over time, your mental health will suffer, and you won't be good for anybody else, not your friends, not your family. And I will produce videos of how you can get out. I coach for this, so you can come see me anytime. Have a great Friday.